Greetings one and all. Thank you for joining me on this call. My name's Caspar Walsh. I'm the creative director and founder of Right to Freedom, which is an addiction and trauma recovery charity based on Dartmoor, which is where I'm speaking to you from today, which is where I have the privilege of living and working. It's the home of Right to Freedom root and branch, and where we deliver all of our programs when we're able to meet face to face. So I'm just offering this video today to give you an overview of an experience weekend that we're offering on Saturday and Sunday, the 13th and 14th of June, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out the overview, which is on the website. So just relax into what I'm saying. Don't worry about making notes or anything, because you'll be able to check it out on the website as well to get all the details and the links and how to make your application, which is it'll be much better than me reading, not reading it and wandering around and being very prosaic and listening to the birds and the bees. So yeah, we can keep me on track. Okay, so I should just call it up now. So we're offering this and hoping this will be a connected, immersive, and really enjoyable online experience. We normally offer our experience days in the heart of Dartmoor. But due to the COVID-19 situation, this will be an online experience. But there is a note to that at the end of this video, which will give a potential caveat to that. So we understand that the online platforms can have limitations. So what we've done is we've developed techniques to make this as immersive, relaxed, and as enjoyable as possible. So there will be plenty of breaks during both days. There'll be time away from the screen. There'll be time with cameras off, and you're really welcome to have your cameras off for the whole of the call if you want. It would be nice to see your face very briefly, but we understand that people have different ways of interacting with the technology. And there'll also be some guided, optional movement exercises to loosen up if we've been, for when we've been sitting for a little bit of time. But for meals and drink breaks, and also part of the activities will be away from the screen. So the weekend staff and volunteers will be a mixture of long-term professional staff from Right to Freedom, also long-term Right to Freedom volunteers, and also newer members of the community. So it's important that our staff teams are, there's quite a number of us, so that there's a real sense of you feeling welcome and supported and held through your process. And it just makes for a more connected experience. Okay, so the outline. So on day one, all are welcome. So this is really for the wider community to come and experience some of what we offer, to get a sense and a flavour of what it is that the participants will experience on our residentials and mentoring days. So for family members, for colleagues, for friends, for anybody who's curious about what it is that we do, that wants to make that connection and to get a bit of a sort of an inside view of it. So this is an open invitation to anyone who wants to experience aspects of our work. Now, if you have identified an issue with addiction, with chemicals or behaviours, you will need a minimum of 1 week away from your addiction or your addictions of choice to join us over this weekend. Now, the day one will be structured around three main areas, which are the three areas that we work with within Right to Freedom in all our programmes, which is creativity, nature connection, and mindfulness. So using this structure, we're going to explore storytelling, which will be looking at key elements of the myth that we weave through our residentials and our mentoring days, that's written specifically for the work that we do, which I've written, and we're creating new elements to that as we go with different members of the community. The nature connection side will be an exploration into aspects that we can see, touch, hear or feel in the present moment. And the mindfulness side of it will be a guided loving kindness meditation, and also tracking our feelings and experiences as they arise. So day two, this is for people that are in recovery only, and you will need to have completed day one to join us on day two. So this will be a deeper dive and exploration into what Right to Freedom has to offer to those in addiction recovery, and we'll focus on the same three-part structure as day one. So creativity, nature connection, mindfulness. We're going to get in the rhythm, and then within that we'll be looking at storytelling and aspects of how we're connecting to nature in the moment, and also the loving kindness meditation. Now, there will be an invitation on day two to explore possible blocks to recovery. And also to pathways to long-term healing, both within the recovery context and possibly with any trauma that we've been experiencing or have experienced through our lives. And it will also offer a range of recovery tools for your daily life that you can take away with you. Tools that you may not be aware of, or some that you may have had that you reconnecting to again for the first time in a while, maybe. So attendance on both days will open up opportunities to connect with individuals in the Right to Freedom tribe and access some of our community resources and support. But it's important to say that for full access to our community network and support, you'll need a minimum of 3 months away from your addictions addiction or addictions of choice, and to have completed one of our residentials. Now, our residentials are usually the main entry point to the work that we do and are a very immersive experience, and it's a really important part for you to have the time and space to explore your own recovery journey. So as and when the restrictions are lifted in terms of how we can meet together, if you do attend both days and you want to have the full access to our community, you will need to commit to attending one of those residentials at some point. So payment. So Right to Freedom as a charity, we basically rely on various vital forms of income, and we're developing new income streams. And currently we're supported in the main by the Reaching Communities Fund from the Big Lottery, which we're super, super grateful for, in order for us to carry out our work in the world. But one of our income streams is donations from people who come on either our standalone days or our residentials. And you'll be invited to pay what you can afford or what you feel the experience has been worth to you. We'll discuss this in more detail over the weekend. So the note that I mentioned at the beginning is that if the current COVID-19 restrictions are lifted before the weekend, we will meet face-to-face on Dartmoor for day 1. Day 2 will remain online, and we will absolutely keep you posted of any of those changes. We'll be making a decision closer to the time. So you can access all of this information on righttofreedom.org.uk, and that will be at the bottom of the screen here. So on that homepage, you just click into the Experience Weekend and it will take you to this page that I've just read out for you. And there's also options for you to sign up for day 1 or days 1 and 2, and there's an info at contact if you've got any questions. And we normally we commit to getting back within 48 hours. We're a part-time organisation run by part-time staff, but we've set it up so that we can get back to you fairly quickly. So thank you for listening, and we really look forward to the possibility of meeting new faces and maybe connecting with older faces, as in people that we've known in the past, not necessarily just the age of older faces. So yeah, faces old and new and young and alike, and this is an amazing community that, for me personally, I helped set it up, but and said that I'm a founder, but I see myself really as a co-founder now because of all of the work that's been put in by members of staff and volunteers, which is extraordinary, and my own personal growth and my life has been enhanced hugely by it. So it's something that I feel very passionately about, as do the rest of the community. So so maybe meet you soon. Stay well, stay safe, and stay connected. Thanks very much.